automobiles, computers. They're all commodities, and gold is a commodity. You don't manage that except in a totalitarian system. So I don't want to see, there are people who say, you want to get rid of the Fed, what would you put in its place? That's like asking a man who has pneumonia, well, we'll cure you, but we're going to give you cancer. No.
So why do you need to replace it?
You don't need to replace it. Just get the concept of no management of the currency, right? Let's go back to free coinage. Let's go back to precious metal-backed currency. That can't be inflated. That's the beauty of gold. That's why the accumulated wisdom of people throughout the ages have decided that gold is the best thing to use as money. But people who get control of governments don't want that. They want the control for themselves. So they engineer getting away from a gold standard, and that's been the history of mankind. Our country had the finest currency the world has ever known. The dollar used to be called good as gold. You wouldn't say that today. You wouldn't say that today.
Right.
So we got to get back to it. All right, so here's the John Birch Society is talking at you. All right, you've all heard of the John Birch Society. 1-800-JBS-USA1 is our phone number. You can get this DVD we call Dollars and Cents. You can get one called An Overview of America, which is about what the country should be. And they each cost $1. You have to pay.
What a deal.
You have to pay a shipping and handling charge. So I always tell people, well, don't get one, get 3. All right, for $10, you can get 3 of each, and shipping and handling, you're all set. Then you can share it with your neighbors and friends. Because when you see it, you're going to say, there are more people who ought to see this.
Well, I think there's also a lot of misconception by the general public about the John Birch Society, how it was started, and I think it behooves people. It was very interesting to me when I first learned about the John Birch Society. I was a first-term legislator, and I'd heard about it from my dad when I was a kid, but didn't give much thought about it, and then got involved in the mid-1980s. It was very interesting to learn their background and what the John Birch Society stands for.
Well, most of our members are people who at one point were very anti-John Birch until they got shown what the real truth was. They said, well, if that's the truth about the Birch Society, what else am I being lied to about? And that's what happened to me. I was anti-Birch back in the early 60s until somebody straightened me out, and I joined the society, right?
Well, it's certainly no stranger to look into that. Is no more ridiculous than to accept the fact that we can spend our way out of a recession.
Right. But if the John Birch Society is bad, as what some of these legislators and everybody would tell you, then you better look into it because you got to protect yourself from it.
Right.
So go ahead, look into it.
Well, and we've got some legislators here in Idaho. We're very blessed in the Gem State to have some legislators who believe in state sovereignty and who are supporting the fact that we need a sound currency. And I think for those of you who are listening or watching, I hope that you will go to our website at IdahoLibertyWatch.com, and it'll give you a link to the legislature so that you can see what our legislators are trying to do in terms of joint memorials, in terms of getting Congress's attention on the issue of state sovereignty and a sound fiscal responsibility and a sound currency system.
Well, let me end up by saying that the American people have a choice. Continue the system we have when you will soon lose all your savings, your insurance policies, your retirement. You'll lose it all, and you'll end up in tyranny. Or you can start to think about the alternative, which is what I've presented here. Sound money, constitutional limitations, and that's what we're for in the John Birch Society.
John, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
It's been a delight.
It's been a delight. Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth Allen Hodge. The program is Legislative Watch.